Good evening, class. Let's start the lesson right now. And as you know that this is the first class of the speaking two. So in this class, there are two main parts that I would like to introduce to you. For the first part, as usual, I will tell you some brief introduction of the whole course. And then we move directly to the first main um, important lesson in the course. Now, as you can see that when I want to introduce the content of the course, okay, so there are six main points. Okay, the first one, this is the general information, then moving to the core material and preferences so that you can have some further practice. Then I will tell you some brief subject description, and the other two are the thing that I think that you always know the evaluation method and the speaking to final format. Okay, so now as you know that the total time for this course is around 45 hours, including 15 hours for the theory and 30 hours for practice and discussing. And the initial requirement for this course is that you need to finish speaking one. Okay, so now with the materials, you can see that the main materials that we use in this course is from Miss Tong Thị Quỳnh Trâm. Okay, she compiled in 2015. Okay, and this coursework is for internal use only. And then you can have some references for further practice, such as the alternative first certificate as the second edition from the Cambridge books for Cambridge exam, okay, written in 2008. Besides that, you can have a look on skill for the first certificate, listening and speaking, or listening and speaking skills one or two express publishing, okay, and written by Evan Milton and Dolly. So now if you have a look on the coursework, you can see that there are eight different units in total, okay, including the exam know-how and exam practice by the end of the coursework. And if every 2 units you will have a practice. And in this course, okay, you can you can see that there are four main spoken presentation parts, okay, and they are organized in a logical sequence so that you can able to you can be so that you can practice each component individual before progressing as a complex spoken task. Okay, so in this course, it will engage you in both individual and pairs-based practice as well as group discussion. However, we mainly study online. That's why I will skip the group discussion. And um, as you can see that, as I mentioned before, the course cover a range of practical and familiar topics such as career, sports, travel, media, environment, health, fashion, shopping, and so on. So it will, and each lesson integrates essential speaking skill along with relevant language component, including the grammar, the vocabulary, and the pronunciation. However, I think that you need to self study at home a lot because in the class I just want to focus on the main point, so that I can be sure that you can pass the examination, okay, pass the course, okay, with a acceptable result. Mhm. So you know that this is the speaking course. That's why the primary objective of the course is to equip all of you with the necessary speaking skills and linguistic knowledge to successfully achieve Yes. Mhm. And the objective of this course focus mainly for different parts. Okay, so aiming to achieve a B2 level according to the Common European Framework, okay, for of reference for languages, okay. So in the first part, okay, you need to give some response to simple question concerning commonly encountered topics such as jobs, hobbies, um, leisure activities, sport, and so on. So it looks like what you had did in speaking one. Then in part two, okay, um, we focus on the your ability to talk about similarity and differences between a pair of pictures related to a specific theme. And then moving to part three, okay, here you will have a two-way collaboration. Okay, so in this part, I would like you to discuss different topic. Okay, um, to express your by expressing your agreement, disagreement, or providing evaluation on a given topic. And the last but not least, in part four, we also have another discussion. In this part, okay, so you need to discuss a situation with an extended thematic topics. Okay, so here after learning speaking to, so there are some stand output that we need you to focus on. First of all, you have to know or you have the ability to demonstrate proficiency in fundamental speaking skills such as expressing personal opinions, persuading, redacting, and explaining the ideas. Okay. Besides that, you know how to apply knowledge of phonetics, phonology, grammar, and semantics in delivering spoken presentations. Then you know how to use the English language fluently and effectively to express and discuss a wide range of general and popular topics. Besides that, you can develop communication, presentation, and debating skills. Okay, so with this skill, you know how to express your opinion by giving your agreement, disagreement, okay, as well as critical thinking ability and the capacity to work both independently and collaboratively. The last but not least, you are capable of enhancing general knowledge and expand vocabulary related to various aspects of everyday life. Okay, so now I would like to move to the introduction of evaluation method, and I think that this is one of the your most concern in the course. So as to what you did in speaking one, so in speaking two, okay, we focus on the attendance, okay, and then you have two tests for the midterm, okay, and the last but not least is the final examination, okay. So with test one and test two, okay, so you will take um, in the offline class, but not by the end of this weekend. As I said that at the end of this weekend, I have a relative's wedding. That's why I cannot take the test for you. That's why we can change the schedule. And as I see on this on your schedule or your timetable, um, after my subject, okay, you learn with the Mr. Hữu Tân, okay, from 10 to 14, right? 10 to 14. So maybe you will have the offline class with me on 20th, on 20th, or it could be on by the end of this week, no, by the end of this month, maybe on 27th or 28th. So, which one would you prefer? The week after studying with Mr. Teng or 2 weeks after learning with Mr. Teng? So, for so we will have a discussion later, okay, to decide which date is better for me and for all of you, huh? Okay. So now, today, okay, I will show you how to deal with part one again, so that you can remember and do effectively uh, in the part one, and then tomorrow we will move to part two. Okay, on Wednesday we'll learn how to deal with part three. On Thursday is for part four. Okay, and on Friday we will have some exam, some practice, some further practice in the exam know-how and exam practice. Now here I would like to show you in detail what you need to do in each part, okay, especially in the offline test. So in test one, okay, so you will take part one and part two, okay, and we take a 20% in the total score. Here in this part, okay, I would like you to have a short interview with me, okay, so each of you can be asked two questions from two different topics, maybe about yourself, your hobbies, your town, your hometown, your study, and so on. So that in this part, you need to listen to me really carefully, okay, to the question and answer clearly and informatively. And here, in part two, this is an individual long term. So in this part, okay, I will choose some pairs of pictures related to the topic that you learned in the during the course, and I would like you to compare and contrast the pairs of pictures randomly, okay, in 1 minute. So here there will be no time for preparation, remember. Okay, so that's all for the first part. Maybe you will take in the morning, and then in the afternoon, okay, you will take another test. It's for test two. It will take another 20% of the total score. In this part, okay, so part three, this is a two-way collaborative task. So here I will show you a set of pictures related to the topic that you learned during the course, and you need to discuss with your partner about the set of the pictures. Okay, so it looks like what you've did in part two, okay, in speaker one, okay, but the content, okay, of the picture could be different, okay, and in this part, you do not have any time for preparation. You know why? Because in this part, okay, I do not want you to prepare anything new, okay. What you need to do is in the course book only, okay, so I would like to check how you understand the course, okay, and do it effectively. That's all. And the last but not least is another discussion, okay. So I will ask you to discuss to follow up question, okay, so rewarding to the topic in part three. So that's all for the test, the midterm test. So any question for this one? Is it clear to all of you? No one? So You mean that everything is clear to all of you, right? Okay, and now, so here you know that there's some room that for the attendance. Okay, so remember that you need to be on time. And as usual, I will open the room at a quarter to 7. Okay, and I will wait you for half an hour, and I will start at a quarter past 7. Okay, and after this time, I will not accept anyone to get into the room. So please pay attention to the time and get in the class on time. Okay, so I don't want anyone disturbed my lesson during uh, teaching you. Okay, and the total time that you need to attend every class is over 85%. Okay, so now here the song for the midterm test, and now I would like to introduce to you for the final examination format. Okay, so as you can see that there are 4 main parts, including part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, however, so for the first part, okay, you will have a short interview with me. So you will do the same as what you do with me in the first test, midterm test. And then in the second part, this is an individual long term. So you will have a pair of picture and then you make the comparison. That's all. And you also do in 1 minute. Okay. So for this part, I do not give you the question or the picture in advance. So when you take the examination with me, okay, I will give you a picture randomly and then you need to describe. I'm sorry, you need to make the comparison for 1 minute. So now moving to part 3 in this part. Okay, so you will have a conversation with your partner, okay, to discuss a certain situation. And normally, the question will ask you to do 2 things in the task. So you need to remember to do both of them. And the approximately approximate time for this part is around 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so here for the final examination, okay, as what you did in the speaking one, I will give you the topic in 1 week before you take the examination. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so this is another discussion for you. Okay, it will take you another 2 to 3 minutes. Uh, in this part, okay, I will ask you to discuss the follow-up question of the topic that are assigned in part 3. Okay, and you do not have any time for preparation before the exam, since this part aim to test your ability to give your opinion spontaneously. Okay, so that's all for the final examination. Okay, however, you know that for the first part, the short interview, okay, I would like to skip this one because I test you both speaking one and then the in the midterm test. That's why I don't want you to do it in the final examination. So the total part in the final examination is only 3, okay, instead of 4. Okay, so it means that you need to do part 2, 3, and 4. That's all. For part 1, you do not need to do it. You understand? Is everything clear to all of you?
Teacher, is this speaking test similar to any kind of test in the Cambridge exam? For example, in the speaking one, I can see that the format is similar with PET. So basically, for this one, is there any exam that we can, because we hear all your discussion, your sharing already, but
Mhm.
hardly for us to imagine. So I believe that you going to walk it through step by step. But is there anything that we can imagine from any equivalent event exam in the CERP standard?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Miss Uyên. As I said before, the primary objective of the course is equip students with the necessary speaking skill and the linguistic knowledge. Okay, so that you can achieve a B2 level. So it will be equivalent to B2 for PET. No, PET B1. Okay, and then it could be higher B2. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, teacher. We got it.
Mm-hmm. So here, there are some requirement skill that you need to focus on. Okay, so here for the mid test, I would like to know and to make sure that you know how to give personal information in a correct way. Okay, and then um, you can have the ability to get short response or exchange information and opinions. Okay, besides that, you know how to show your opinions. When you agree, disagree, or partly agree of something. Okay, and the last but not least is you know how to use some useful expression to make the situation. Okay, so that's all. Okay, and here I would like you to see the proposed scale so that you know which level you need to achieve in the speaking two. So that's all what I would like to introduce to you for the general introduction of the speaking two. Any question? If you do not have any questions, so we move quickly to the um, lesson today. Okay, sorry, I've got some trouble with my device. So here, as you see that for the first part, this is a short interview between you and the examiner. Okay, so it this part is designed to assess your basic conversational skills. So the total time for each pair would be 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. So here in this part, you will be asked two questions from two different topics. Mhm. And there are some common topics that you can have a look, such as daily life, hobbies, school, job, future plans, um, and here in this part, there is no time for preparation. That's why you need to answer directly and through thoughtfully. Okay, after you hear the question. So now I would like you to have a look on the question. Okay, about music. For example, the examiner will ask you, "Do you like music?" And here there are two candidates with two different way of answering. Okay. Now I would like you to spend 1 minute to read the way they answer and tell me which one is better and why. Okay, now you can tell me which way. Okay, which example is better and why. Now, Miss Green, please.
Yes, teacher. In my opinion, the example two would be the good one. The reason is because they provide more details. To get the audience know understand more about the questions by extending the content with W question to have more details rather than just get I do. So I think yes I do. It's just the shock can be accepted in lower level, not in this level.
Oh, thank you very much for such a very clear explanation. Yeah, that's right. In between the two example here, the second way is the better because the candidate not only gives the short direct answer, but also gives the some further information like giving explanation and personal example. Very good. And now you can say that to have a good answer. So beside the direct answer, okay. So I would like to suggest you a useful structure so that you can follow when you do this part. So you need to give explanation or personal example. However, sometimes you can give your own opinion, okay, if you think that it could be suitable for the question. And the tips to do this part effectively is that you need to avoid one word answer. For example, if they ask you yes no question, so you shouldn't just say yes or no in your answer, and you need to give some further information. Mhm. Then you can use a range of tenses. Okay. And the last but not least, okay, when you give your opinion, okay, you give your explanation, you give your example, but they are not really logical, okay, and connect to each other. Using linking words in this case is very useful, okay. So the linking word could be a function as the clue to stick all your idea together. So here are some linking words that you can use during this part. For example, you can say, well, or actually, to be honest, or personally, or apart from that. Okay. Now, here I would like to suggest to you some useful structures and phrases that you may use, okay, in this part. Okay, if you want to show your reference, so you can say, I'm really into, I can't stand, or I'm keen on, or I am interested in something besides using I like, I love, I hate. Okay, and if you want to give reason, you can use some linkers like because, since, as, or because of, or due to. If you want to compare something, you can say compared to, a while, or I prefer something to something. Okay, and after prefer, if you want to use a verb, it should be in gerund form. I mean that you need to use a verb ing. Okay, and the preposition when you use with prefer is to, okay, not than, um, or if you want to show your opinion, so you can use from my perspective or personally speaking. Okay, the last but not least, if you want to give example, you can say for example, for instance, or suggest. Okay, and here, I would like to suggest the three tag model that you can follow when you do this part. First of all, you need to remember the question, okay, and answer it. Then you can give some explanation to support your idea. Besides that, you can give some example, and besides that, you can give some give your own opinion, okay, in this case. So now if everything is clear to all of you, I would like you to move directly to a practice. Okay, here I would like to suggest 10 different topics from 10 different questions from 10 different topics. Okay, so I would like you to spend some time to think, okay, and uh, prepare how to answer these questions effectively and informatively. Okay, so the first question could be about the transportation. Okay, the question is that what kind of public transport is available where you live? The second one will be about animal. Here, I would like to ask you, what is your favorite animal and why? Next one could be about shopping. What kind of shops do you prefer? Next one, who usually does the housework in your family? Next, what is your favorite food and why? Six, what do you like doing in your free time? Seven, uh, okay, it's about your future plan. Okay, so I can ask you, what are your personal goals for the next 5 years? Uh, in the Next question, it could be about movie. Okay, so I want to ask you about your favorite movie, and you need to give the reason why. Okay, to support your opinion. Now, in question nine, number nine. Okay, I would like to talk to know about your music style. Okay, so the question is, what is your favorite type of music and why? The last but not least is about social media platforms. Okay, so the question is, what social media platforms do you use most frequently and why? So here are 10 different questions from 10 different topics. Before moving to practicing, is there any question you would like to ask me in part one? Nguyễn Nhi, why do you say two?
Hello, teacher. Um, can you talk the question again?
I don't understand why you typed number two in the chat box.
Hello, teacher. Because I remember part one interview, and I will be asked two questions from different topics. I remember that.
Yes, and
and I answer your questions. Is two questions I must be answer in the part one.
I see. I see. Okay. I didn't ask you how many questions uh, you need to answer in part one. Okay. I asked you that whether you understand what I have to introduce to you.
Okay. Yeah. So
That's
sorry,
why.
teacher.
Yeah, that's why you make me confused a little bit. Mhm.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so now class, if you do not have any questions, so please remember the useful structure that I have just introduced to you, and the tips and the models, the model steps, okay? And then uh, you can spend 20 minutes, okay, to prepare for the 10 question here, okay? So now, Minh Thư, Minh Thu, could you tell Miss Hồ Yến Vân not to disturb me, okay? So I will not accept her to get into the room. Thank you.
Yes, teacher.
So here now is the 8 o'clock, and then you can have 20 minutes, okay? And then I will come back and have some short discussion with you and see how you prepare for this for the 10 different questions here, okay? And you can finish at 20 past 8, okay? Now, if you do not have any questions, so you will have 20 minutes to practice and how to answer this question effectively and informatively, okay? And I'll come back at 20 past 8.
Teacher, just a quick question that we will provide you an answer on this question, or we give you the strategies on how to answer this question informatively.
Okay, so you get me the answer, not the strategy.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Chưa. Cô cho nghỉ giải lao đặng làm bài. Cô mới vừa học xong cầm điện thoại gì Tiên? Con mới vừa học xong á. Để điện thoại gì nha. Được rồi con, được rồi. Chơi được rồi. Ok. Ừ.
Hello, class. So now for the first question, what kind of public transport is available where you live? Who would like to answer this question? Yes. Now I would like to invite Miss Võ Lê Thanh Huyền.
Yes, teacher. My answer is where I live, we have a variety of public transport options. These include bus, trams, and a commuter train system. Additionally, there are ample taxis and a ride-sharing service available for convenience. That's all, teacher.
Okay. Thank you very much. From your answer, I see that you mentioned on the kind of transportation available in the place where you live, and you also talk about some benefits, okay, and some advantages when you take the public transportation. However, I think that you need to improve your pronunciation, your stress,
Yes,
okay,
teacher.
and pay attention to the last sounds, okay. So it's quite difficult for me to understand what you say.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay. So I cannot give you in detail comment on your answer. Huh? Okay. So now with this question, I would like to invite another person. Now, Miss Trần Hải Ngân, please.
Yes, teacher, for this question, I want to answer like where I live, there are buses. Many people use buses because I think they are cheap and convenient. For me, I always use the bus to go to school or go to work because I think it's a good way to reduce the air pollution. That's all.
Okay, good. I think that this is such a very informative answer when you include so many things in your, including your point of view, your kind of public transport, okay, and some advantages that the bus brings to your life. Very good. A good one. Now, I would like to invite Miss Mintu, please.
Yeah, hello teacher. Where I live, taxis are the most common form of public transport. Personally speaking, I think they are quite convenient because they are easy to book and save time. For example, when I need to travel somewhere quickly, I usually take the taxis. Although they are more expensive than buses, but they are much more comfortable. Yes, that's all.
Okay, now, yeah. I think that this is also a very informative answer. Okay, so you mentioned on the kind of public transportation that is popular in where you live. Also, give the example and talk about your own opinion about buses. Besides that, you use some conjunction to connect your idea. Good one. Now, that's all for the first question, and now let's move to the second one. In the second question, it is about animals. Okay, what is your favorite animal and why? Now, for this question, let me see. I would like to invite the person whose nickname Hà Dung. So can I have your full name?
Dạ, em tên là Hà Thị Kim Dung ạ.
Hà Thị Kim Dung.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your name over here. Okay, good one. So now, Miss Jung, what is your favorite animal and why?
Yes, teacher. My favorite animal is the dog. I think dogs are friendly and intelligent. They can protect their own and are great companion.
Companion, not companion, huh?
Sorry.
Companion. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see that your answer is quite short. However, it have some basic information that I would like to know. So you can improve your answer a little bit, huh? Thank you. And now, Miss,
Thank you, teacher.
let me see. Miss Đặng Trúc Giang.
Yes, so my favorite animal is cat. Firstly, because I was born in the year of cat. So I feel more connected to this kind of animal. And also, when we keep cats as pets, I think that we can have someone to accompany us and also to please us sometimes. They are also very interesting animals. So I really want to have a cat as a pet.
Oh, good one. I love the way you answer this question. Nothing to comment on what you have just showed us, huh? Thank you. And now, for this question, class, you know how to answer. We move to another one, then another topic. This is about shopping, okay? So, what kind of shop do you prefer? Now, for this question, now Miss Nguyễn Kim Ngân, please.
So I love I prefer clothing shops because I'm really interested in fashion. I enjoy looking at different style and keeping up with the latest trend. Moreover, shopping for clothes allow me to express my personality and feel more confident. Therefore, I often spend my free time browsing clothing store, even if just window shopping. That's all.
Okay. So here, the kind of shop you would like to to pay a visit when you go shopping is the clothing shop, okay, or clothes shop is good. And then you tell me the reason why you love this kind of shop. Good one. So now with this question, who has all the idea? Who would like to answer this question? Please raise your hand. Now, Miss Nhi. Okay, so let me see. Okay, Phan Hoàng Thụy Nhi, please.
Yeah. I prefer the supermarket because they are convenient and have a wide variety of products. I can buy anything I need or like food, household items, and other necessaries in one place. Thank you.
Okay, sorry because of the internet connection. That's why I cannot hear you really clearly and catch on what you have just discussed and answered. So now I just hear that you love going shopping at the supermarket, right? Okay, and then you give a short reason why you love going to the supermarket. Okay, thank you. And now for the next question. It is about housework. Okay. So now for this question, who would like to answer? Now, I would like to invite Mr. Lê Trọng Tiến.
Yes. So normally at home, my mother will be the one who does the housework, as she likes everything to be uh, neat and well organized, and we usually help her out if we can make the time. So yeah, that's my mother.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so nothing to comment on your answers. Thank you. And now I would like to hear Mr. Nguyễn Thị Minh Viễn. Okay, can you answer this question again?
Yes, in the past, when I lived with my parents, my mom take the most responsibility for the housework. But now I'm living alone, or I living on my own, so everything is up to me. I need to handle the daily tasks, from cooking, washing up, and cleaning the house, and that's it.
Okay, good one. Nothing to comment on your answer. Now, let's move to another topic. It is about food and drink, okay? So here, what is your favorite food and why? Now, for this question, I would like to invite Miss Trần Thị Mỹ Chiều.
Yes, teacher. Yes, my favorite food is jellyfish salad. It's very interesting and tasty dish that I often eat on weekend while watching movie. I like it because it's really crunchy and delicious with a sweet and sour spicy sauce. Another reason is that quite affordable. So jellyfish salad is always my first choice. That's why it's my favorite food. Yes.
Yeah, from your answer, I see that you can um, tell me lots of things about your favorite dish. You also give me the reason why you like this kind of food, okay? And besides that, to make your answer become more interesting, you use different contraction to connect your idea. Okay, it's very good. And I love the way you answer this question. So now for this question, that's all. Now let's move to another question, another topic. It is about free time activity. Here, what do you like doing in your free time? For this question, let me see who I would like to invite. Now, who would like to answer this question? Okay. Now, for this question, I would like to invite Mr. Đoàn Văn Minh.
Yes, teacher. In my free time, I like reading books, listening to music, and improving my English skills. Sometimes I also prepare lessons for my students because I'm a math teacher at a high school. Besides that, I often play badminton with my friends. To stay healthy and relax after work, I also enjoy watching the news to keep myself updated with current events. That's all, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much for such a very informative answer. Okay, however, from your answer, I would like you to make a clear pronunciation, okay, and also make the stress on the correct syllable for in each word, okay, so that it make your answer become more interesting, and we have the rhythm here. Thank you. Mm, Now we move to another topic. It is about a future plan. Now, what are your personal goals for the next 5 years? Well, now for this question, I would like to invite Miss Đặng Ngọc Thanh Vân.
Yes. Well, in the next 5 years, I want to have a stable job with a good career growth, and I also want to buy a house for my family. For me, these goals are very important right now. That's all.
Okay, your voice is quite soft, that's why I cannot catch what you said. However, I see that you mentioned on the English course, right? Because you think that it's very important to you right now, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, in your question, in your answer, you just give the reason. However, I would like you to tell me some more information. For example, you give the example. For okay, or you can let me remember what you say. Okay, and then you can give me the reason why you think that it's a very important to you right now. Okay, so it makes your answer become more informative. Okay, so anything would you like to ask me, Miss Thanh Vân? Is it clear to you?
Yes, it's clear to me. Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay, so now let's move to okay. So with this question, I would like to invite another person. Oh, let's go. Okay. Good. Okay. So now I'm sorry, but in the name please that Minsu gave me, I didn't see your name, Miss Cúc Lượng or Cúc Lương. I'm sorry.
Sorry cô, tên đó là tên của vợ em Nguyễn Vũ Khánh ạ.
Oh, next time, you need to join in the class with your real name, huh? Do not use your West name because I want to use a software to check your attendance.
Thank you, teacher. I will keep for my next time.
Okay. So now, Mr. Vũ Khánh, can you answer this question for me?
Yes. So my personal goals for the next 5 years are both professionals and personals. Professionally, I want to continue improving my teaching skills and expand my knowledge so that I can help my students achieve better results. I also hope to take part in professional development courses and gain more experience in education. Personally, I would like to maintain a healthy lifestyle, spend more quality time with my family, and create a stable and happy home environment. Another important goal is to improve my financial situation by saving and investing wisely. Overall, I hope to become a better teacher, better parent, and a more confident and successful person in the future. That's all for my answer.
Okay, so I think that this is a very good answer. Okay, so when you take the test with me or in the final examination, if you can answer like this, I think that it's very good. But to do this, I think that you need to practice a lot. Okay, and now I can see that maybe you can read from what you have just repeated, right? That's why you can remember everything and stretch your opinion effectively like that. And in your answer, I see that you have a really well structure for what you need to answer in this question. Okay, you mentioned on your financial purpose, okay, your career development, okay, and then you want to have something for your family, your own family is a good one. So nothing to comment on what you express. Just one more small thing that I would like you to practice. This is the short E and the long E so that it make your pronunciation better. That's all.
Thank you, teacher.
Mhm. Okay, so now from Mr. Vũ Khánh answer, I see that you know how to answer this question, right? So it could be a very good example for you to know how to answer this question. Okay, and now let's move to this question. It is about the movies. Okay, so what is your favorite movie and why? For this question, who would like to answer? Movie. Okay, so now for this question, I would like to invite Miss Lê Thị Ngọc Hiệp, right? And your nickname is Hiệp Bình An, right?
Yes. Hello, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like movie because I just spend my time for my family. I can cooking. I can cooking for my kids, or I to study English with my kid, and I to do homework together, and 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 I and I like with my kids. That is all my answer.
Okay, from your answer, I see that how much effort you try to answer this question. Okay, you express yourself, okay, without reading or writing anything. However, you need to pay attention to your grammar is not good. Okay, so here, for example, when you say I can is a modal verb. So after the modal verb, you need to use a bare infinitive. That's why you have to say I can cook instead of saying I can cooking. This is the first mistake. The another mistake in your answer is that I to do homework. No, you see, I is the subject, and then you need a main verb in this case. That's why you need to use I do homework, not I to do homework. Okay. When you learn about the verb, we have two types: tense and form. Okay. Tense, so we use các thì trong tiếng Anh. Okay. So it would be the main verb. Okay, in the sentence. Okay, and it is one of the very important factor in the sentence without the verb. Okay, so it's not become a sentence with a complete idea. And another fact, okay, so besides using the tenses for the verb, so you can have the form, and with the form we mainly have three different forms. For example, the verb ing to verb ing, or another one is the verb in the past participle when you want to talk about the passive, right? So here I want you to revise the grammar really carefully. Okay, it's not time for me to review everything for you, and you know that this is the speaking tool, not the speaking one. That's why some of you, okay, after a really long time, I see that how improve, how effective, and how well, you can use English, especially in speaking, but for you, I don't think that it meet the requirement in the speaking too. Okay, so now you need to make great effort, okay, and try your best, okay, to everything, especially the grammar, so that it could be helpful not only in the speaking but also for other subjects or other skills, especially the writing. That's all.
Yes, thank you, teacher. I
Mm-hmm.
will try.
Are you okay? You will try. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Will is another modal verb, and after that, you need to use a bare infinitive too, huh? Thank you. Don't be shy if I give so many comments and show so many mistakes for you. Okay, so I just want you to improve day by day. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now for this question, I would like to invite Miss Nguyễn Thị Thúy Vân. Okay, so can you answer this question again?
Yes, thank you, teacher. I think my favorite TV series is Daisuke. It's not a movie, which is a famous Chinese television series. I've watched it many times since I was a child. I love the characters because each of them has a unique personality and represents different aspects of human nature. It also reminds me of my childhood and brings back many happy memories.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, from your answer, I see that you have a really well structure. Okay, to answer this question, okay, you first of all you tell me the name of the your favorite movie. Okay, so you go directly to answer the question, and then you give the reason why you think that why you love it. Okay, and then you give some comments on. Each character is main characters in the movies, and finally you give your own opinion, okay, and you connect to your past experience. Okay, it's very good. Thank you very much. Now let's move to the topic about music. Mhm. What is your favorite type of music and why? Now for this question, I would like to invite Miss Nguyễn Trần Bảo Uyên.
Yes. Well, teacher, I have to say that I'm a big fan of pop music. One of the reasons why I am addicted to that kind of music is because the melodies are usually catchy and easy to listen to. Moreover, many pop songs have meaningful lyrics that can motivate me or express emotions that listener can like relate it to. So I have to say that I spend my daily basis to listen to the pop music. So my uh, playlist is all about uh, pop musics, both in around the world, all kind of music around the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, from your answer, okay, I see that you mentioned so many reasons why you love pop. Okay, and I think that it's ideal when you can give an example of your favorite pop music. Okay, or your pop singer. Okay, so it could be more informative in your answer. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, but generally speaking, okay, I see that you know how to deal with part one successfully and effectively. Thank you. Now, for this question, I would like to invite, let me see, Miss Nhí. Okay, Phan Hoàng Thụy Nhí.
Mm, hello, teacher.
Hello.
My type of music is I like is pop music. I uh, I listen especially K-pop. I often I often listen the some music in my free time, especially English music or K-pop music. and 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 it has catchy melodies and positive message. I often listen it when I am cooking or relaxing. Ơi,
Okay, so Miss Thủy Nhi, is there anything that you would like to answer to include in this question?
I talk about the music I like is pop music.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
see. I hear what you said. However, I think that you do not include enough information. That's why I would like you to whether you want to say something more, something else.
uh, I see that the pop music has catchy melody and they give me relax when I am cooking.
Okay, yeah. So maybe of the internet connection, that's why I couldn't hear you really clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I'm sorry,
yeah.
in the road. I'm on the
Mm,
road. Yeah.
yeah, and it's quite noisy a little bit. Okay, so here for when you start to answer this question, I don't think that is good. Okay, when you say my type of music I like, so I see it's not natural in English speaking. Okay, instead of saying my type of music I like, you can say my favorite music or my favorite type of music is better.
Yeah.
Or you can say
Okay.
I like something. Okay, it's better than your the structure you use
Yeah.
to answer. Okay, so it's not very impressive. Okay, and for the content, as I couldn't hear you clearly, that's why I do not have any comments on what you answer, except the first phrase to start your answer. Okay, so I think that you can practice at home more, huh? Thank you. Now for this question, I would like to invite yes, Mr. Nguyễn Vũ Khánh, can you? Mr. Nguyễn Vũ Khánh, are you there? I
Yes.
see. Okay, so I see you raising your hands. That's why I would like to ask you this question: what kind of music do you like and why?
Sorry. This one. Sorry, teacher. This not my preparation for these questions.
Okay, so you forgot to
Turn off the.
to put your hand down, right?
Sorry, teacher. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. So now here class for this question. Okay, beside mentioning your favorite types of music, okay, so you can mention your favorite singer, okay, or your favorite song, okay, and then you can tell us your feeling when you listen to this your favorite singer or favorite song, okay, and besides as an example, okay, and then you can tell us your own opinion, okay, about this type of music or a specific singer or song. Okay, that's all for this question. So now we've moved to social media, the last topic. Okay, for this part. Now, what social media platforms do you use most frequently and why? Okay, so for this question, I see that there are three people who would like to answer. Now, I would like to invite Miss Trần Thị Mỹ Chiu.
Yes, teacher. The social media platform I use most frequently is TikTok. I prefer using TikTok to Facebook because it's more interesting and entertaining. I can chat with my friend and say funny or useful video with them easily. That's why I use it every day. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I see that nowadays many people, especially the youth, love seeing TikTok. But you know that when I am the leader of the youth union, okay, so uh, I I wasn't accepted to use the TikTok, okay, because of the security. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Miss Nguyễn. Let me see, Miss Nhi. Nguyễn Trang Thanh Nhi. You have just answered, right?
Yes, teacher. Thank you, teacher.
Uh-huh.
My answer is I use social media, uh, for example, Facebook and Yellow, because I feel it's very popular and common in my countries. They are on. I feel they are also very user friendly and easy for me to call or text or share information with my friend and family. Moreover, I love using them to keep track of the classes boss or stay updated with what's going on around me every day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Yeah, I see. How you? I see you know how to answer the question in part one. Okay. However, I would like you to arrange, okay, your idea so that it could be more interesting. Okay, and then you can introduce the two typical social platform by starting like this. I use Facebook and Yellow, okay, because they something, okay, and for example, okay, so it's better than what you started, okay. I didn't remember clearly, however, I remember that it's not good enough, okay, so change a little bit, huh?
Yeah, yeah, thank you, teacher.
Okay.
I must be trying more to next
No,
time.
don't worry. I think that it's better. And this is just the first day of the speaking to course. Okay, so you will have lots of time to practice. Don't worry about that. It's just
Yes,
my advice, okay, and my encourage.
yeah,
Mình
thank you, teacher.
to try more. That's all. And now I would like to invite Miss Nguyễn Hồ Thảo Trinh. Can you
Yeah,
can you
yes,
answer this
yes,
question?
teacher, I'm
Please?
here. I'm here.
Mhm.
Okay, so the social media platforms I use most often are Facebook and TikTok.
Mhm.
And I find them valuable because they allow me to stay informed, connect with others, and learn new things. And I, in my opinion, I think they offer different benefits for me. For example, I use Facebook to keep in touch with friends, with relatives, and professional contacts. While TikTok provides me to educational content
Mm.
and current trends.
Okay.
Moreover, I often watch English learning videos on TikTok, which helps me improve my language skills in an enjoyable way. So that's it.
Okay, so I think that you have a really impressive answer. Okay, although it's not very fluent, however, I see that how you can use the vocabulary to express your opinion. Okay, and then you can use different structures, okay, different types of sentences, okay, to express your opinion. Okay, for example, besides using simple sentence, you use compound or complex sentence that make us feel really impressive. Okay, for example, you use relative clause, right? And then you can use other types of sentence to support your own opinion, your own idea. It's a very good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Mhm. So now, from the 10 different questions about 10 different topic, okay, so I would like to have some comments on what you did, okay. Generally speaking, you all know how to answer uh, if you are asked in this part. And remember that besides giving the direct answer, you need to tell us about your own opinion, your, okay, or sometimes you can give some example or explanation to support your idea, and it makes your answer become interesting and informative. Okay, for example, if you are asked about the public transport, okay, so you can list some types of popular public transportation like buses, taxis, okay, or sometimes you can mention on the metro line, okay, and then you can give your own opinion by starting personally. I often use something because, okay, now for example, in this question you can say, oh well, in my city there are buses, taxis, and even metro line, but personally, I often use buses as they're affordable. For example, I take the bus to school almost every day, which helps me save money. Okay, so it's the way you can express your opinion and you show how to answer this question. I think that it's not too long, but it's not too short. It's a concise, okay, and contains enough information that the examiner would like to hear or to listen to. Now about animal, yes, so you can mention on the your favorite animal, okay, and you can mention some of their characteristics, okay, and you can mention on the activity you often do with your pets, for example. Okay, now with the shopping, okay, here we have so many kinds of shopping. Okay, so here you can have traditional okay, shopping at the traditional market, okay, or you can go to the supermarket. And now with the advantages of the internet, okay, shopping online is very popular, right? Okay, and then you can mention on online shopping, it's okay, and then you can tell us some advantages or some disadvantages. Okay, when shopping online, um, that is your own opinion, right? Um, about housework, yes, you can mention on the person who does most of the housework in your family, okay, and maybe you can give some example, okay, what you can do, what you can join hand with the family members, and how you think when you do the housework with your family, okay. It's my suggestion to answer this question. Now, let's talk about food and drink. Okay, so here you can mention on your favorite food. Okay, like I didn't remember the person who answered this question. However, I think that she also have a really good answer. Okay, so she introduced a very popular dish. Okay, especially for the youth. This is the jellyfish salad, right? And she mentioned on the taste, okay, and her opinion, okay, her feeling when enjoying this kind of food, good one. Or sometimes you can mention on one of the traditional Vietnamese food. Mhm. Okay, what is called. For example, you can say, my favorite food, or I'm keen on or I'm a big fan of pho, for example, a very traditional Vietnamese noodle soup. Okay, so you can mention the ingredients and the taste. Okay, for example, you can say it's really delicious and healthy since it includes beef, herbs, and vegetables. Okay, every time I have uh, to travel abroad, okay, pho is the dish uh, that I miss the most, for example. Okay, um, then let's talk about the free time activity. Okay, so here there are so many activities you can do in the free time, right? And when you give example, you can mention on the activity you did last week. Okay, and how you feel. Okay, when you join that activity. Okay, now let's talk about a future plan. I remember that this that's Mr. Wu can answer this question, and I think that this is a really typical model for you to mimic. So for this topic, I do not want to give any suggestion for you, huh? Let's talk about the movie. Okay, so movie or music. Okay, it could be uh, you can have the same way to answer. Okay, so the same content. Okay, so you just change the name of the film and the name of the kind of music of your favorite music. Okay, and then you give some comments, or you can introduce one of your favorite film, your favorite song. Okay, and what is the film about, or what is the song about. Okay, and you can mention on how you feel. Okay, when you see this film, or listen to this song. And the last but not least is the social media. Okay, so with this question, okay, you can mention on the kind of social media platform you often use. Okay, and you can mention its their benefits. Okay, some advantages. Okay, for example, if you use Facebook or Instagram, okay, you can say that it helps you stay connected with friends and share um, your daily life or daily routine. Okay, and then you can give some example, like posting travel photos, or posting photo while you are traveling. Okay, which helps you keep good memory, for example. Okay, so now before closing the room, okay, so I would like something to uh, take note. Okay, for the two candidates. So in this part, the examiner will ask you some question. Okay, and here you need to give your factual or personal information. And the purpose of these parts is that the examiner would like to check your ability to interact in general and social situation. And when you take this part, okay, there are something that you need to do. Okay, so you need to listen to the examiner's question really carefully, so that you know what the examiner would like to hear you. Okay, so the question normally about your life. Okay, your daily life, family. Okay, something you like or dislike, and so on. So sometimes, okay, they would like to ask your name. Okay, or they. So Miss Ye, could you turn up the microphone?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, teacher.
Okay. Now in this part, you need to remember that you need the person you need to discuss, okay, or to interact is the examiner, you're not your partner, right? That's why you need to listen to the examiner, okay, and answer uh, his or her question loudly and clearly, okay, so that they can understand you and give you some marks, huh? And that's all. So now, to do it effectively here, as I said, that you need to listen the examiner question really carefully, okay? Because the examiner will not ask you the same question as your partner, okay? So for this part, I think that you know how to do, okay? It's look like what you did in speaking one. Mhm. And the other thing that you need to remember is that you need to speak clearly so that the examiner and can hear you and give you some higher marks. If you in case you don't understand the question, please feel free to ask the examiner to repeat. Okay, and try to give as much information as you can, and try to get full answers and some extra information to make your answer interesting. The last but not least, try to use appropriate tenses. Okay. So, in conclusion, if you want to approach this task successfully and effectively, you need to speak loudly and clearly, because uh, so that the examiner and your partner can hear you well, especially if you take the online test or the online examination. Okay, with me, you need to speak really loudly and clearly, because sometimes the internet connection is not good. Okay, so it will prevent me from listening you and understanding you. Another thing that you need to remember is that you need to listen carefully to the question and give the relevant answers. Okay, so give the relevant answers. Okay, and the last but not least, in this case, you try to avoid giving one word answer. Okay, remember that in this part, the examiner will test uh, your ability how to respond to his or her question. Okay, that's why, and they want to check your ability of using various kind of grammatical structure or uh, your vocabulary. Okay, that's why you need to extend their answer your answer you have to extend your answer by giving the reason, example, or your opinion, okay, where possible. But remember that you need to be concise, okay, not you shouldn't give not very long answers. Okay, so when you do this part, remember that the truth is not very important. For example, if you can't remember the English word for the job, okay, so the job you want to say, so ignore it. Say the job that you do know in English. Okay, so that helps you to get points. Okay, the examiner is not the police officer. Okay, he or she doesn't want to check whether you tell lies or not. Okay, so they just want to check your ability of using vocabulary and grammar only. So that's all what I would like to uh, instructs to you how to deal with part one. So is it clear to everyone? Hello?
Yes, we understand, teacher.
Okay. If is there any question that you would like to ask me?
No, teacher.
Okay, if you do not have any question, so now let's say goodbye to each other. And I think that it's time for you to enjoy every moment, okay, with your family. Okay, thank you very much for being here with me tonight, and see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. And remember that please to get in the room on time. Okay, after a quarter past 7, I will not accept anyone to get into the room and interrupt my lesson. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So goodbye. Yes.
Yes, goodbye, teacher. Thank you so much.
Okay. So goodbye and good night.
Goodbye, teacher.